How to play the guitar, fingerpicking or fingerstyle, lesson 2. Today we'll look at the simple fingerpicking tune and duet, Gingerbread. We're going to learn this tune in 2 halves, and the reason for that will become apparent as you're learning it. You'll probably also need the tablature in front of you as you're practicing, and that's freely available at eBooks4guitar.com, and it's month 9, week 1. You should remember from lesson 1 of fingerpicking that we name the fingers on the fingerpicking hand as primary, index, middle, annular and little. And you should already be fairly familiar with the fingerpicking pattern PIMI, primary, index, middle, index. If you have practiced the PIMI fingerpicking pattern, the first half of this tune should be fairly straightforward to you, especially the fingerpicking side. It's just the chords that you'll need to learn. Right, let's listen to the first half of this tune straight away then, so you've got an idea what it should sound like. We'll be doing this at 120 BPM, which is considerably faster than the first lesson, which was at 80 BPM. Even though the metronome speed for this lesson is a lot quicker than the previous lesson, don't let this concern you. Because as you learn fingerpicking patterns, you repeat them so many times, it's amazing how quickly they become smooth and fast. So start off at a pace that you're comfortable with, and then slowly speed up as you become better with the fingerpicking and happier with the chord changes. Right, let's start learning to play the tune Gingerbread. The first thing we need to do then is play an A major chord with a PIMI pattern. However, if you look at the tab, you're not playing the bottom strings and the top 2 strings. You're actually playing the A bass and the G and B string with the index and middle finger. So let's see that being done and then practice it yourself. Once you're reasonably comfortable playing the A major with the PIMI pattern, you merely have to shift a note or add a finger to change to the next chord, which is an A sus, or its complete name is A sus 4. This should be fairly simple because the fingerpicking pattern just remains the same. Now there's 2 ways of playing the A sus 4. The first one is to move the 3rd finger up by 1 fret. The second way to play this chord is to add the 4th finger and leave the 3rd finger in place. Now, the best way for you to decide which method of playing this chord is better for yourself is to actually try it, and that involves just going between the A and the A sus 4. Now initially you can try this by strumming it, or if you prefer you can go straight into the fingerpicking. Either way, try going between the A major and the A sus 4 using the 3rd finger, and the A major and the A sus 4 using the 4th finger, and then do this several times until you're confident you know which one you're most comfortable with, and then stick with it. This is important. If you practice 2 methods, you're splitting your practice time down the middle. So find the one method you're most comfortable with and stick with that method. Once you've decided which of the fingering methods you're going to use for the A sus4, we can try and play it in context with the tune. So we'll try fingerpicking going between the A and the A sus4 using the pimmy pattern. In this particular tune, there's no difference in the fingerpicking pattern between the A major and the A sus4. Therefore, the fingerpicking is fairly easy. It's just a case of concentrating on the chord changes for the moment. When I'm teaching this lesson in one-to-one lessons, it's amazing how many times I get asked why is it called an A sus4 chord. So I'll just do a very quick explanation just to give you an idea. An A sus4 chord then is, as the name suggests, an A chord, but then we add the fourth note of the A major scale. So if you look at an A major scale, we go 1 A, 2 B, 3 C sharp and 4 D. So the fourth note is a D. So we're simply playing the A major and suspending the fourth note of the scale, hence the name A sus4. You quite often come across sus chords or add chords or various other chords with numbers in them, and these numbers always refer to the notes within a scale. This is why it's so useful for us to learn the scales. To give you another example, you come across A sus2 quite commonly. So if we look again at the scale, the A is the 1 and B is the 2. So to play B, we simply remove the third finger to reveal an open B string, and this is A sus2. We'll go into this in more detail in another lesson when I'll explain it properly. However, for now, let's continue with this tune. Right, for this part of the tune, we've just got one more chord change to learn, and that's the change from A major to E major. You'll notice here in the tab that the bass goes down to the bottom E string and then back up to the A string again. So when you play the E major, you play a bottom E string for the bass. So just try that change between the A major and the E major, strumming it for the moment just to get the hang of it. Once you're comfortable with the changes between the A and the A sus, and the A major and the E major, you can try the first half of the tune. Just try it unaccompanied at the moment without a metronome. However, I'll play it here with the metronome so you can keep up if you wanted to try playing along with me. We'll hear the tune twice here. Once where you see my fingers and once where you just see the tab. And now with just the tab. it'd be well worth pausing the video at this point and practicing the first half of the tune until you're pretty comfortable with it before you move on to the second half of the tune. Right, let's hear the second half of this tune before we learn how to play it. Just like the first half of this tune, the second half consists of 3 chords. However, 2 of them you already know, and that's the A major and the E major. This time, however, we've got a D major as well. So you need to practice going between the A major and the D major. Just do this strumming initially, just to get the hang of it. Right, once you're happy with your A major to D major change, and we've already practiced the A major to the E major change, we'll have to have a look at the finger picking. This is where the challenge lies. The finger picking pattern is more or less reversed. And by now I would imagine you've got into a bit of a habit with the pimmy because you've done it so many times. For this part of the tune, we'll be playing primary, middle, index, middle, and we'll be playing the top 2 strings with the index and the middle fingers. So there's quite a difference. Let's try practicing the primary, middle, index, middle pattern a few times, either with the open strings or with the A chord. But don't worry if you're finding it difficult, you will have developed a habit and we've now got to break that habit. So if your brain's telling your fingers to do one thing and they're doing another, don't worry, you'll soon get through this stage. Right, once we've got the finger picking pattern down reasonably well, we can try integrating the chord changes. So let's start with the A major to D major and do this a few times. If we do that, we should get it reasonably fluent. Watch out though, you do have to watch the thumb, the primary finger, because for the D major we're playing the open D string, and for the A major we're playing the open A string. So the thumb has to move up and down by a string. Once we've got the D major to the A major change, we can try the A major to the E major change. However, this can be particularly easy if you don't mind cheating. If you look at the E major, you don't actually have to finger any notes. So you can actually go between the A major and a completely open guitar. This makes it a really easy change. So try playing that now. Right, once you feel fairly comfortable with the A major to D major and back again change, and the A major to E major and back again change, you can bring the whole of the second part of the tune together. So let's try that, and then you can practice it until you get it reasonably fluent. Here's Gingerbread Part 2, firstly with my hands, and then just with the tab. Here it is again, just with the tab. Once you feel fairly happy that you can play the first part of the tune and the second part of the tune, you can bring them together. You simply leave a bar's rest between them, or 4 beats. Chord-wise, bringing this tune together shouldn't be too hard, as part A and part B together only have 4 chords. However, the complication comes with finger picking, and you may need to practice changing between the 2 finger picking patterns. Let's hear that done, and if you think you can follow along, try playing along with it. This is where it gets quite interesting. If we simplify it by calling the first part of the song A and the second part of the song B, we can create an arrangement where we're simply going A, B, A, B, A, B, and repeating this. However, if you have a friend who can also play the guitar, or who you can show this tutorial to, they can learn it but start on part B. So, whilst one guitarist is playing part A, the second guitarist is playing part B, and then the 2 roles reverse. So the second guitarist will be playing part A, and the first guitarist will be playing part B, and so on. And this is how we create a duet. Don't worry if you haven't got a friend who plays the guitar, or you're just not confident enough to play with someone yet. What I'll do is record one part at the end of this video at various speeds. That way you can practice with another guitar and see how you get on. Before you try that, however, here's how the tune would sound with both guitars at the speed we've been learning it. After that, you'll hear how it would sound with both guitars at a faster speed. If you've got reasonable stereo or stereo headphones, I've isolated either part to different speakers, so one part will be going to the right hand side and one to the left. This way, hopefully, you can hear the difference between the two parts or isolate them by using your balance control. Here the tune is again much quicker. You'll notice in the metronome beat there's a second beat between the main beats, and that's because when we play it up to full speed, this tune is in quavers, and what that means is you're playing 2 notes per beat. However, don't worry about this at the moment, just practice it and get it to whatever speed you can. Just as a point of interest, you'll notice in future exercises that I do reverse them or put slight changes in exercise after exercise, and this is to prevent you getting too tight to habits, and also later when you become more proficient with fingerpicking, you can change fingerpicking patterns more fluently without errors. Something I've discovered over many years of teaching is that if you don't learn fingerpicking properly, it's quite easy to fall into ruts where you can only play 1 or 2 styles of fingerpicking, and then you become so habitual in those you can't break the habit. By teaching you the method I do, hopefully we avoid this becoming an issue with your playing. Or if you're already an experienced player, hopefully we can break any habits you've developed, which will allow you to change fingerpicking pattern and create far more interesting music in the end of the day. The ebook of this lesson is available at ebooksforguitar.com, and it's in month 9. If you enjoyed this lesson and want to hear more, please like and subscribe, and then you'll be notified when new ones become available. Following on now is me playing the second guitar part at 120 beats per minute, 150 beats per minute, and 180 beats per minute.